Greetings, everybody. I know it's been a very, very long time. Actually, it's just been a week, but I definitely need. Oh, this is not my. Okay, there we go. But I definitely needed this past week off in order to get things calmed down and settled down in regards to streaming and my work life. Last week we were prepping and doing multiple meetings to prepare for having students in schools in person, which started today. And the in-person part was actually easy. It was now the online part that was not easy because, and this is, I'm quoting the email all of us teachers got anyway. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we are having massive connectivity issues across the district, and we are working on it. And my comment is, unforeseen circumstances, you mean like all the students and teachers coming back was an unforeseen circumstance that you had plenty of time to be prepared for? Yeah. So, I noticed my audience in regards to Japanese lessons has kind of dwindled a bit, so that's okay. And in fact, this is going to be, I'm going to try to make this as low-key, chill stream, Japanese lesson as possible. And maybe just keep it to like an hour 15 at this point so that I can relax and prepare for class tomorrow. I still need a shower after working out too. So for those of you that are in here, welcome. This is now session 21 of Japanese lessons with Tiger Sensei. So, 第21課 Oh, yokoso. Welcome to... technically I said chapter 21, I think. So, today's goals, I'm going to review a few things. If you are new to the chat, or you're just coming in, or you're seeing this channel on YouTube, I'm going to link my Discord here. There we go. And for you to join in. That link should still work. You just, unfortunately, will have to type it in. This will take you to the rules section of my Discord page. If you'd like to follow along with the Japanese lessons, just agree to the rules by selecting reacting here, and you'll have access to the primary channels. Now, after that, if you want the Japanese lessons, you will need to go to Role Selector. Click here for the option to see the Japanese channel, and you'll then see these options here at the far left. In fact, let me hide the rest of these for now so that's a little easier. There we go. We are currently working on Japanese 1, and eventually we will jump to Japanese 2. How soon that will be, I'm not too sure just yet. In fact, after finishing Japanese 1, these first 6 units, I'll see if there is any more interest for the more advanced stuff. And if not, then we will take a break. I don't know how long that break will be. But the Japanese 2 stuff will be a bit more difficult, of course. So far in the resources, I want to share with everyone that there is a YouTube channel. Some of you, if you are on YouTube, you may be seeing this already, but it's right here as an example. And it has everything from session 1 all the way down to, yes, it now has session 20. In fact, session 20 was uploaded here. I just forgot to put it in the correct playlist. So there are 20 lessons already, beginning with chapter 1, which is introduction, creating sentences, numbers. I forget what this one was for. Then we put them all together. Then we talked about numbers larger than 99. We talked about using this, that over there. Who, which one, then here, there, over there. And then we reviewed everything. Man, we did a lot, guys. Very quickly. Chapter 3, we talked about, there was a special event. I forgot what the special event was. I think it was, oh, yes, it was, Hina Matsuri. We did Girls' Day, a small lesson on that. Then we did particles and present, future tense, verbs. In fact, this is chapter 3, we introduced verbs. We reviewed particles, we talked about frequency adverbs, and then we began chapter 4 with kanji, minutes, days, months, which is a lot more numbers. We described where things were with aru, iru. In fact, we're still going to be using that a little bit. And in Discord, I will be putting some reading practice now, because we're at the point where we can start reading some short dialogues and stories. Describing things, location using aru, iru, review of past tense, and then we talked about Takusanji Kanmo, and then we also did a Kahoot. So today, our focus will be on the kanji and new vocabulary. So for those of you coming in, you can find this in the Discord, in Japanese 1 resources. At the very bottom, we have the Chapter 5 document. If you click that, you will have access to this document. Adjectives and more, yay! We are studying Daigoka, Chapter 5. And I really want to find a Japanese teaching job. I would like it so much more. Now, I'm going to go over the vocabulary last today. Now, and I did briefly go over all of them on the last lesson, but for today, I'm going to specifically be looking at the new verbs as well as the adjectives, because this chapter we begin using and learning how to put adjectives in our Japanese sentences, as well as how to conjugate the adjectives into the past and present tense. In English, I don't think we conjugate our adjectives like this. We would conjugate the verbs. As an Onyx, welcome in. Yokoso ne, konbanwa. Like in English, if I would say that was a very fun event, we would just say that was. We change our verb in that sentence. We don't change the adjective. Whereas in Japanese, it's the adjective that is more likely going to change, not the verb. And that can get pretty confusing. Excuse me, I had to sit my feet. Alright, so we're going to start with the kanji for today. And I had put the kanji here already for you guys, but I'm going to go over the stroke order as well as what each of these means with you guys today. Just like what we did with chapter 4. And for those of you that are excited for potentially starting the Japanese 2, because we're technically on like Japanese quote-unquote Japanese 1, I did put that in Discord also. Like in order to start it, it's recommended here for resources that you know hiragana, katakana. You have the vocabulary, which I provided everybody through Quizlet links in the Discord and through the notes. Memorize these following kanji. We're currently on this. We've learned this much so far. And know these grammar points. And we actually did a lot of these already. Oh, hold on. Where's the airplay code? I don't see it. Do I need to? Where is it? Astronautics, how are you doing today, by the way? Let's try this again. There we go. Okay. Alright, there we go. Now my iPad is back. Now I'm going to be writing these in this iPad journal thing first, and then I will be sharing it with you guys in the notes. Doing great? That's good. It's nice to see you back in here again. I definitely needed that 1 week break though. Like, work was just crazy. Sorry, I was playing with my cat for a moment. Alright, so our first kanji that we're going to learn is this one. It is yama. Yama. And I'll put it like this. It is yama. Sometimes it can be called sun. And I'm going to write this in... Sometimes it could be sun. And it means mountain. Did I spell mountain correct? I don't think I did not. English teacher, by the way. There we go. Mountain. Glad to see him back. Thanks. I'm glad to be back too. So our first kanji, mountain, is going to be yama or san. And to write this kanji, we're going to follow this stroke order. We're going to start with the middle piece. We're going to go ichi, then ni, san. Really easy kanji. Again, we have ichi, ni, san. 1, 2, 3. Ichi, ni, san. And if you want to practice writing this one's pretty simple. We have ichi, ni, san. Ichi, ni, san. And this one means mountain. If you wanted to say Mount Fuji, it would be Fuji-san. And I read it 4 times. It kind of looks like a trident to me, but that's like that's a Western influence. I believe it's supposed to represent like 3 mountain peaks, like this kind of thing. But yeah, it's supposed to like represent like 3 mountain peaks. It also kind of looks like a hand, like you're flipping someone off too, but that's again Western influence. You know, like 1, 2, 3. Kind of like that. I'm gonna erase that. So that's our first kanji. Our second kanji, I see that there's space. Our second kanji is going to be Kawa. Sometimes this will be Gawa, depending on what's in front of it, but Kawa. And this means river. Kawa means river. And this is, again, this is going to be like one of the more simple kanji to write. So it's going to be ich, ni, san. Is the middle one supposed to be small? Oh, it's about the same size. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to do it in blue this time. So, ichi, ni, san. So, 1, 2, 3. And this one means river. I think this was actually used in Spirited Away when, if you listen to the Japanese, when Sen was talking to Haku, I think she said, I believe your name was the Kohakugawa River. Kohakugawa or something. Which is like the Kohaku River. And then he like freaks out and becomes human and they all like plummet to their death, but they have magic and stuff. But, you know. To practice this again, just like ich, ni, san. Ich, ni, san. Ich, ni, san. Ich, ni, san. I kind of like how that one's been coming out in my notes. That's our second kanji, Kawa. And this is supposed to be kind of like the river reflections again. I like it better. Or maybe it's like the river flowing. I'm not too sure what this one's supposed to look like. Mountain is a lot easier. Welcome back, Jackson. Kitsuneko-san. Arigato. Thank you. I really need that Ishukan kyuke ga irimashita. I needed it. Especially with how busy work has been. Alright, so we have Yama and Kawa. I'm going to skip one. Our next kanji is going to be Gen. And I'm going to put this in katakana. Gen. And this Gen means origin. Though for the sake of our lessons, we're not going to use Gen by itself for like a long time if ever. We will always be combining it with another kanji. So to write gen, it's going to be ichi, ni, san, yon. I'm sorry, I forgot. I had to do this in blue. Ichi, ni, san, yon. And again, if you want to review these, you are free to watch this again on the YouTube channel, which is completely up to date with all 20 lessons at this moment. So we have ichi, ni, san, yon. Gen. It can be moto. But for our uses, it's going to be gen for a very, very, very long time. Baby steps. Weird question, but what does Genki mean? In fact, Asinonics, I want you to hold on to that question because I will be answering that today. Actually, I'll be answering that in a few seconds. To practice writing this, I'm going to do it 4 times with you guys. Ichi, ni, san, yon. Guys, my writing has been like on point today. They all look so nice. Wait until I like try to write house. I hate the kanji for house. Ichi, ni, san, yon. Ichi, ni, san, yon. Ichi, ni, san, yon. Okay, so that last one wasn't that good, but still. Kitsuneko-san, you, もう仕事にいますか? もう仕事にいますか? You're still at work, yes? The next kanji we will learn is going to be ki. And ki, I'm gonna put this in katakana again. Ki. This means spirit. Now, ki is this one's going to be one of the more unique kanji that we write. It's not going to be like yol from like yolbi, but this one can be kind of fun to write. So the stroke order is going to be ichi, ni, san. Oh my god, it's been so long since I've written this. I'm not too sure. Jesse, welcome in. Tadaima. So ichi, ni, san. Oh my god, go roku. This is, oh my god, I feel like I wrote it. その漢字は会議中? 仕事の会議中です. You're in the middle of a meeting. In person or online ですか? Okay, again for the stroke order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know, I did that one very fast. I'm sorry, guys. Jesse, welcome in. Go ahead and get your notebook out and be ready to write down some kanji. Kanji o sukurikata no lesson desu. So again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Zoom no kagi desu ne. I started in-person and online teaching today. It was very unique. And I had to teach my I had like at most 8 students in my classroom and the rest were on Zoom. And Zoom for each, I only had 2 class periods, but for each of those class periods, Zoom crashed about 5 times. It was horrible. Alright, so for practice, I'm actually going to write this a few times. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that looks much better in my opinion. Ki. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, Asanonix, you had just asked the question of what is Genki? Genki, first of all, Genki is the name of the textbook I'm using to help teach you guys. But Genki is also an adjective that we will be learning in this chapter. If you put both of these kanji together, gen and ki, that is the kanji for Genki. So basically like, Genki desu ne. Genki desu ne. And Genki put together means you are in good spirits, you are healthy, you are energetic. So Genki, and I'll write this in actually I'll write this again because I didn't like how I wrote it. Genki means healthy, or in good spirits, or energetic. Like, those are the best ways I can explain it. So if you like saw a friend and they were like in such a good mood, you'd be like, Genki desu ne? You're really good today, aren't you? You're quite energetic. You're like, hi, Genki desu. Or in general greetings, oh Genki desu ka? How are you? Like, Genki desu. Like, I'm fine. I'm healthy. I'm good. Hi, Genki desu. Likewise, in the negative, Genki janai. Like, I'm not good. I'm not feeling fine. Like, Genki janai desu. And like I said, like, while we're focused on writing these, I'll put the meanings of these into the notes after. So, we've done yama, kawa, gen, ki. Now, another kanji we could put in front, and the keyword here is in front of ki, is ten. And ten, I think they use this here. Katakana again. 10. And 10 means heaven, I believe. Yes, by itself it means like heaven. Or the skies. 10. Hai, sono 10 desu. So to write this one, it's going to be ichi. I'm gonna redo that. That's ugly. I know it was only one line, but it was really, really ugly. So, ichi, ni, san, yon. Ichi, ni, san, yon. I think it's interesting that the text you just put has the bottom line larger than... Hold on, let's see. Yeah, why is that bottom line... The middle line, I'm used to that being the smaller of the two. Anyway. 1, 2, or ichi, ni, san, shi. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is actually good practice for me too. Now, I said that you could combine heaven with spirit, tenki. Tenki together means weather. When you put these two together, you get weather, tenki. Ii tenki desu ne. The weather is good today. Tenki wa kirei desu ne. The weather is beautiful. And I'm using adjectives, which we will get to either a little bit today or on the next lesson on Wednesday. And then our next kanji, I'm kind of surprised that we did not introduce this kanji as like one of the first ones. But now that we have it, I'm going to be so grateful writing this instead of the hiragana, because writing this in hiragana over and over was kind of, it got to the point where I was like, oh god, this is so difficult for me. But our next kanji will be watashi. Watashi? And we've been using this a lot. It means I. Watashi. It means I. And for this one, ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Yeah, cries of happiness. We can write it. I can write it in kanji again. Yes. All right, again. Ichi, ni, san, yon, go, roku, nana. And this is where it gets messy. So ichi, ni. No. Hold on. I messed up already. I'm double checking. Yes. Okay. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. For watashi, I. So instead of writing watashi, we just have the kanji now. Now I do recall I had students before that used to say like, hold on, I made a mistake. They used to say things like, why would we write this kanji instead of the hiragana? It's so much it's faster to write the hiragana instead of the kanji. And then they got used to it. And when I told them the same question, they're like, no, I can't do it. It's so much easier to understand with the kanji. So let's practice this. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. My balance on this one is bad. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Watashi! Cries of happiness. Watashi wa. Watashi wa. Cries of happiness desu. Watashi would be the more polite form of watashi. The kanji is exactly the same. How do you know which one to use? Based on the context of what you're reading and who you're talking to, you would automatically default to that. That takes a lot of practice, though. I actually really love doing kanji lessons. I like writing these again and showing everyone how to write them. Our next kanji is ima, which we had this word before, ima. It could also be kon, and this means now. We've already had this word, the word ima, but now we have the kanji for it. To write this one, ichi, ni, san, yon, ima. There's something called lingo deer? I didn't know that was a thing. Lingo deer. I'll have to look that up. Again, we have ichi, ni, san, yon. So, ichi, ni, san, yon. There is one exception to this. We will be using... I like using this, like, ima nanji desu ka? Like, what time is it right now? But if I mix this with another kanji that we've learned, we have ima for now, and then nichi for day. You can now use these together to make kyo. And that means today. Kyo wa 4月12日です。It is April the 12th. 今日は、月曜日です。Today is Monday. 今日は月曜日です。And to practice writing this again, 1、2、3、4。1、2、3、4。1、2、3、4。1、2、3、4。I don't think this is the same kanji for konkai. I don't think so. But like this one's important because I will be using this one a lot. And now I can do it in kanji. I can do the date in kanji for kyo. Our next one is going to be ta or da. I don't know why I did this. Ta, da, and this means rice field. I'm not sure why they are teaching us this kanji for this chapter. I think it's because it's used in the name, and that's it. I mean, it is important to know later. So here we go. We have ichi, ni, san, shi, go. It basically looks like a window. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go. In fact, my Japanese students in high school, they were basically like, we cannot draw squares because of kanji. Like, they used to draw squares like this or like this, but then kanji happened and now they all draw their squares like this, like using that second stroke like that. And they're like, this is all because of Japanese class. I'm like, yep, I'm the exact same way. So if I draw a square, I naturally do it this way now. I'm just so used to it. Anyway, ichi, ni, san, shi, go. And again, just me by itself, rice field. If we connect this with yama, like mountain, and rice field, you can also get the name Yamada. Like Yamada-san. Or affectionately in English, Yamada-san. Yamada-san. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. I wonder, like Ino from Naruto, Yamanaka Ino? We've learned Naka. Is that the same one? Like Yamanaka Ino? I wonder if that... I'll have to look that up. Anyway, more practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. I am taking a lot of time with the kanji, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, today's going to be kind of a low-key day. Yeah, I think it may be Kitsuneko Yamanaka Ino. Oh, it is. It is Yamanaka Ino. Those are the kanji in her name. Hey, Rick the Foyori, konbanwa. 今日は漢字練習です。第5課の漢字書き練習です。We are learning how to write. Yeah, all the first names are in here. Yeah, it is. Like, even Naruto is in hiragana, I believe. So far we've learned yama for mountain. If you put that together, like Yamanaka, inside the mountain, there is an ino or something. Yamanaka, or Yamakawa for river. Gen for origin. Like I said, for how we're going to use gen, we will often use it together with ki. We won't use it separately for a long time. So genki for like healthy, energetic, gen and ki. Ten for heaven, mix that with ki for tenki for weather. We have learned the kanji for watashi, ima, and rice field, ta or da. The next kanji we will learn is onna. Onna. Or sometimes jo. Onna, jo. And this means woman. Or girl. Or yeah, just woman. Now, I have a hard time writing this using good balance. So it's going to be ichi. I'm going to restart that. I don't like it. It's going to be ichi. I still don't like it. Ah, I hate writing this one. Ichi. Ni. San. I guess that's okay. I don't like it. I think I still don't like it, but I guess it would be good. Oh, sorry. I wanted to do that in blue. I keep forgetting. So, ichi, ni, san. There we go. That one. Ichi, ni, san. And the stroke order for this will be ichi, ni, san. Now, in chat, who knows what the word for a female ninja is? What are female ninja called? Female ninja, because there's an interesting way this is done. What is a female ninja called? Like traditionally, what is it? If anyone knows. You forget? Traditionally, yes, kunoichi. Female ninja are called kunoichi. Now, how did this word get created for female ninja, kunoichi? I'm not too sure if this is how it was created, but the katakana, ku, the katakana, no, and the number, ichi. Otherwise, that's I think that's how they just remember how to write woman in Japanese. But that's how you get it. You get kunoichi. Ku, no, ichi. Ku, no, ichi. Ku, no, ichi. I can't write this kanji for like, it looks so ugly on the screen. But kunoichi. But this, the word by itself, onna, for woman, onna. Now be careful, it's not just onna. There is a o-n, then na. That's two n's. So onna. Onna. For woman in Japanese. Onna. Onnanoko for like girl. I always found that, like, I don't know if you guys thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was interesting. Like, ku, no, ichi. It's still very cool. Our next kanji is going to be Otoko. Or sometimes referred to as Dan. And if onna was woman, otoko or dan is man. And to write otoko, it's going to be ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Yes, Jesse, you said it. Men in ancient Japan were this kanji at the top. We actually learned this. Was rice field, and the last one at the very bottom is power, or chikara, power. So put this together, you have the rice field and power. There were two meanings for this. Kitsuneko-san put one. It was usually the men who were plowing the rice fields. Later on, it was the oxen who would plow the rice field. Who got to control the rice field? Who had power over said rice field? Only men. So the person who has power over the rice field were the men. Again, we have ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. And again, ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. For otoko, man. I said man. So practice ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Be careful. You would think that this line comes first like this. That is not the case. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. This one first, roku, nana. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Go, roku, nana. Man, this is quite a bit of kanji, guys. I didn't realize how much we had. And imagine having to study these for only 2 weeks. You're only allowed 2 weeks to study and have these memorized. That was college expectations, though. All right, the last 4 kanji we will learn for this unit are very important because we're going to they're basically the first verbs we learn in Japanese class, and now that we have the kanji, I feel like that you will, if you are using the kanji to write sentences and to read sentences, these are going to be the easiest for you to begin to remember. Our first one is mi. And this is to see. As in like miru. Sometimes ken, but we're not going to release that one. Miru. So for this one, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. This is gonna be kind of messy, but I apologize. So, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Actually, that wasn't so bad. And this is this kanji. We actually have this verb already. We know this as miru, to see, like mimasu, eiga o mimasu, eiga o mimashita, WandaVision o mimashita, like for things that you have seen. Falcon to Winter Soldier を見ました。新しいキャプテンアメリカが大嫌いです。So for practice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, my balance is off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I kind of think it looks like a what are these called? It kind of looks like one of these, like, in my opinion anyway. Like these bacteria that are shaped like this, or not bacteria, but like viruses. That's what I think when I see the kanji. To be honest, I was like, it looks like one of those viruses I learned about in high school. It's like, can you see the virus? That's like a mnemonic device I created to help me memorize this. But granted, I use this so much that it wasn't too difficult in the end. So that's mi, as in miru. The next kanji we will learn is, there are actually many ways of saying this, but we're gonna use I. It can be ko. It can also be gyu. No, gyo. It's gyome. Gyo. And this is usually used to mean to go. Such as with like ikimasu, iku. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've learned this for our verb iku, like to go. Ikimasu, kunenunu, welcome, yokoso ne. Konbanwa ne. So iku. So for practice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Didn't know I was streaming? Yeah, I posted it a bit ago. It kind of reminds me, like, another student was like, how do you begin to start memorizing the kanji? And the best way I can, honestly, the best way I can say is, like, start using it, start seeing it, start memorizing it. If you're specifically worried about stroke order, the best way to get used to writing it is writing it over and over and over and over again. In this example, I'm only writing them 4 times, but I recommend, like, as much as possible. Like, you may waste paper, but like it's very good to practice writing the kanji using the correct stroke order. Kitsuneko-san mentioned last time that especially if you're using like your phone for like kanji dictionaries, if you're like, what does this kanji mean? You have to write it in the correct stroke order to find it in a definition, or find the definition or use of it. Otherwise, it won't pop up correctly. Again, this is for iku, like to go. Iku. We have 2 more kanji, and this one is going to be ta. Sometimes shoku, but this one, ta. Shoku. And this means to eat. You guys recognize this for, will know this word from taberu. But this is only going to be ta. Sorry, I might have missed it when I was doing Ring Fit. Glad I could make some practice at least. That's good. It's okay. So our first one is going to be, this is going to be ta. And to write this, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, Go. Roku. Nana. Hachi. Kyu. Again, this will be ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana, hachi, kyu. I smell my dinner already too. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana. Oops, that's not right. Nana, hachi, kyu. Like, the order to this one's a little strange. And this again means to eat, like in taberu. Taberu. Steaki o tabemashita. Sakana o tabemashita. Sushi o tabemashita. Grilled the squid. I don't know how to say that in Japanese, but grilled squid o tabemashita. Would that be like ikatori? No, I don't know. Yakitori o tabemashita. Again, for practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's strange, but it actually makes it easier to write. What, the hiragana? Or, I mean, the kanji? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Step 4 helps with your spacing. Yes, it does. You would think you would do like step 7 first, but it's not. Yaki ika? Is that it? Basically, yaki ika? Yes, yaki ika o tabemashita. Yaki ika ga daisuki desu yo. Motto yaki ika o tabetai desu. Yaki ika ga kore. So, 最後の漢字は the last kanji that we will learn is going to be no. No. Or sometimes as in. Which is weird that we would learn in at all. We're probably not going to use in. But we're using this to mean to drink. And we know to drink is nomu. Nomu. Now, no from nomu is going to be very similar to ta. But there is going to be a change. So we're going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the reason why I say this is similar to ta is because like this part here on the left is also there in ta. At least that's what I would always think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 strokes to this one. This is probably the hardest one. Quote unquote, the hardest one in this chapter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Juich. Juni. And we could say like no for nomu, to drink. Like osake o nomimashita. Ocha o nomimashita. Mizu o nomimashita. Ramune o nomimashita. Cola o nomimashita. Like things that you drink. And to practice this, try to write it like 4 times. Like I do. I messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That last one is ugly. But nomu, like nomimashita. So nomu. Not the nomu from like My Hero Boku no Hero Academia. Not the same nomu. That nomu very different. You could say like vampire wa chi o nomimasu. The vampire drinks blood. And that is how many kanji is this? 1, 2, 3. Actually, we'll count together. And that is all the kanji for chapter 5. At this point, I will be using all of these kanji in our lessons. I will, of course, still be putting things in Romanji, but at this point, especially for Chapter 5 and beyond, I strongly recommend you start trying to learn and memorize the hiragana and katakana. Especially when we get to, like, Japanese 3. I don't even know if I'll get that far, but if we get to Japanese 3, it's going to be quite a lot more. So our first kanji, yama. Yama for mountain, or sometimes san, like Fuji-san. Yama-san. Kitsuneko 42-san. We have a mountain for Kitsuneko-san. Then we have Kawa for river. Kawa. Kohaku Kawa. Kana? Kawa. We have Gen. And like I said, for this E and E, yes, that's very common. The E and E. Gen, for our purposes in the beginning of learning Japanese, we won't use this by itself for a while. But we'll say Genki together, Genki, which means healthy, energetic, Genki. We have Ten for heaven, combined with Ki, Tenki for weather. Then we have Watashi. Watashi. Ima, sometimes Kon. We could also use it with our kanji for day, nichi, ima nichi, and make kyo for today. Kyo wa shigatsu desu. Today is April. Kyo wa watashi no tanjoubi desu. It's not, but today is my birthday. Again, it's not. That's in like 9 more days, but still. The next one, ta or da for rice field. Then onna for woman. Onna, sometimes like josei for like girl. Otoko for man, or dan, like dansei. Or is it dansei? Maybe I'm using the wrong words. I have to review my vocabulary too. Otoko, man. Mi. Mi, to see. Miru, our verb. Then I, or iku, to go. Ta, for taberu, to eat. And then no, for nomu, to drink. So this is 14 new kanji that we have now learned for Chapter 5. Again, this will be uploaded onto YouTube, so if you would like to see the stroke order again, you can either use online apps, or phone apps, or rewatch this YouTube video. Or rewatch this video on YouTube is what I'm trying to say. And our progress for Japanese 2, we've now learned this much kanji. So 14, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 32, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30. We've learned 39 kanji at this point. 39 kanji. Wow. That's like early kindergarten level. . Alright, so I'll put this away now. Put my iPad away. Oh no, where'd the notes go? Here we go. And now we can put these back in here. So this one, Yama. Yama or San. And this means mountain. In fact, actually, I'll put this in. I'll put this in for you guys later, after the lesson. The last thing we're going to do is I do want to review the vocabulary on Quizlet. So for those of you that are in the Discord, make sure you go to Japanese 1 resources, the chapter 5 notes. They're right here at the very bottom. And then my main focus for the vocabulary is to... Actually, I do want to go over some of these. Now, the biggest thing, unlike the chapter 4 one, these vocabulary words are not going to be in Romanji either. They're only in Hiragana. So if you go into flashcards here, I recommend... Oh, whoa. Registered mail? Okay, don't worry about that. No. Yeah, I did do it once, like this. I wanted to play the sound. Here, let's do it. We'll do it this way. Oh, here we go. So, umi.
Umi.
Oh, kunen? Yeah.
Umi. Umi.
So, umi, and that means sea.
Kitte.
Kitte for postal stamps. In fact, let me... I don't know if you guys can hear it well. Let's see. Kitte.
Kitte.
Yep, kitte postal stamps. And like I said, you can click on the words so that they can play the words for you, so that you can practice saying them also. Next one, kippu.
Kippu.
Ticket. Remember, like, keep your ticket. Keep your ticket. You need to keep your ticket. We have surfing.
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 Then homework. Minasan, shukudai.
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 Shukudai ga suki desu ka? Do you like homework? Shukudai ga
Shukudai.
Then tabemono.
Tabemono. Tabemono.
Which, by the way, we can write this now, guys. Now that we've learned it, we can write... Hold on. Oh my god, why? We can now write this, guys, for tabemono. Tabemono. For food.
Tanjoubi.
Tanjoubi. Watashi no tanjoubi wa 4月21日です. My birthday is actually in 9 days.
Tanjoubi.
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 Birthday, then testo.
Testo. Testo.
Tenki. And we learned this in kanji too.
Tenki. Tenki.
So we learned how to write... It's using the wrong... Hold on, did I type it wrong? There we go. Tenki for weather.
Tenki.
Then nomimono for drinks. We learned no also.
Nomimono.
Nomimono. Where So like this, nomimono. Postcard, hagaki.
Hagaki.
Bus, basu.
Basu.
Basu. Basu. Airplane, hikoki.
Hikouki.
Hikoki.
Hikouki.
And I know, like, I remember we did go over these a little bit last time, so I am going to skip ahead for a bit. Hikoki, because someone said hiko taipu, like with Pokemon. But what I did want to go over are these, are adjectives. Like I said, I did do this briefly last lesson, like, not last week, but the previous week. But these especially, I want to go over again. Our next one, repeat after me. Like I said, I can't hear you, but try your best to say these. Atarashi.
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 This means new. It is an E adjective, and I'll go over those again next lesson. The two adjective types.
Atarashi.
It means new. Our next one, for weather.
Atsui.
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 Atsui. So I could say, Kyou wa atsui desu ne. Kyou wa atsui desu ne. And I can actually write that in chat. So, kyou. Kyou for today wa atsui desu ne. It's hot today, huh? 今日は暑いですね. Our next one, hot objects. Again, this is gonna be 暑い.
暑い、
暑い.
暑い、
Now you may think like, but they are the same words. But the kanji is where this is different. This one here, Atsui, this is for like object. I think this one is the one for like hot weather. I can't remember if this one's correct. Atsui. I think it is. They're both pronounced the same, but their uses are going to be different. Atsui and Atsui. One is for objects and one is for weather. Again, an E adjective. Our next one, Isogashii.
忙しい、忙しい、
And this is for people, busy people, like busy days. Like, if you are busy this week, 今週 this week, 今週は忙しいです. Alright, just making sure I was using the right kanji. Thank you, Kitsuneko-san. Kitsuneko-san, arigatou. Again, for busy people, like, I could say senshu for like last week. Senshu wa isogashikatta desu.
忙しい、
Isogashikatta desu. I use the past tense. We will be learning that. It's gonna be a long adjectives lesson. I'm gonna say that right. Our next one for large, oki.
大きい、
Oki.
大きい、
Oki for large. Oki kitsune desu ne. Very large fox. Oki kitsune desu ne. Oki kitsune ga suki desu ka? Do you like large foxes? Our next one, almost. I would say use this more for interesting. You found something like very amusing, interesting. 面白い.
面白い、
面白い.
面白い、
I am not calling you fat. 面白い.
面白い、
I said 大きい not 太ってる. Difference. And then we have かっこいい.
かっこいい、
For like, that's so cool, good looking, かっこいい. Like, what was it? かかし先生はかっこいいですね. かかし先生はかっこいいですね. ナルトさんはダサい. 大きいキツネ. For good thing, かっこいい.
かっこいい、
Attack on Titan はかっこいいですね. I don't think so. Then we have frightening, 怖い.
怖い、
怖い.
怖い、
Please be careful with how you say this because I had students and I also had like colleagues that would say 可愛い.
怖い、
Kawaii, like they're trying to say kawaii for like cute. But there's a difference between kawaii versus kawaii.
怖い、
Kawaii is scary. Ah, kawaii. Like, ah, kawaii. Very scary. Versus kawaii. Like the difference that you would say. Honestly, I feel like kawaii and kawaii are polar opposites. Kind of like how there's ugly and beautiful, then there's scary and cute. Both of them like if something's scary, it kind of makes you cringe in fear. Whereas if something is cute, it kind of makes you cringe in happiness. So you're still cringing for either word, but still. Terrible and terrific. I mean, those could be. Next one, samui.
寒い、
Samui.
寒い、
And again, this is cold for weather. Kawaii and kawaii, very correct.
寒い、
Samui for cold. The kind of like with Atsui, there is another way to say cold for objects, and that is sumetai. But I don't think we're learning that this time. Like you would say, you wouldn't say water is cold. Like mizu wa samui. That would be incorrect. You'd say mizu wa sumetai, though because it's an object. But you could say tenki wa samui desu. It is cold weather. I think you could say like kaze wa samui because it's part of the weather. I think. Then we have fun. Tanoshii.
楽しい
Tanoshii.
楽しい
We have a lot of E adjectives. Man, oh, the next lesson's gonna be very long.
楽しい
Tanoshii for fun, like, 授業は楽しいです. Class is fun. 日本語は楽しいです. Japanese is fun. Our next one, 小さい.
小さい
小さい. Wait, I'm confused for that one. What's with the whiskey, the whiskey emo? Konna?
小さい
So, 小さい, small. 小さいキツネが好きですか? Do you like small foxes? 小さいキツネが好きですか?
小さい
小さい. I think the cheese, sumatai is for things cold to the touch. Yeah, you're not really touching the wind, so that would be like samui. Whereas water, you can touch it, so that would be sumetai. Okay, Lycos, good night. Then we have Tsumaranai. Boring.
つまらない
Tsumaranai.
つまらない
And that means boring. Like, この streamer は Tsumaranai. This streamer is boring.
つまらない
You could also say, I'm thinking of a movie. Well, Tsumaranai. I could say, well, I'm trying to think what movie was boring. I wasn't bored with many movies that I've seen. I can't think of a good example other than technically, yeah, but you know, old times. What? Hey, what? Tsumaranai. Then we have furui.
古い
Furui.
古い
Furui.
古い
And this is old. It's like, this is only for object. Like, you can't say a person is old. You can't be like, ano hito, that person. Ano hito wa furui desu. That's incorrect.
古い
And then muzukashii.
難しい
Muzukashii.
難しい
For difficult. Nihongo wa muzukashii desu. Japanese is difficult.
難しい
You could even say eigo wa muzukashii desu.
難しい
Like, English is difficult. Actually, English is kind of difficult. We like, whatchamacallit. We have so many rules for English and we break them all the time. For a person that's kind, or a kind person, or an easy problem, yasashi.
優しい
Yasashi.
優しい
Yasashi.
優しい
And then for cheap, inexpensive, yasui.
安い
Yasui.
安い
And remember, this is the tattoo that a lot of people think means like peaceful and tranquil, which it does in Chinese, but in Japanese it means cheap. Please don't get this tattoo on you anywhere, please.
安い
Like, you see people with like cheap written on them, and you're just like, no, I don't think you want that meaning, kind of thing. And then the next part will be our na adjectives. And I'll try to do this quickly because I do want to, I do have my dinner and you need to rate out soon. So, kireina, or kiraina, kiraina.
嫌いな
Kiraina
嫌いな
means to be disgusted or to dislike. Mushi ga kirai. I don't like bugs. Mushi ga kirai.
嫌いな
Alright, Kunenunu, thanks for hopping by. I'll catch you later. Oh, Jesse, we will be watching more Dr. Stone tonight if you're interested, by the way. So that was kirai. This one's kireina.
綺麗な
Kireina.
綺麗な
And this one means beautiful or clean. So you could say, like, that person is beautiful, like, あの人は綺麗です.
綺麗な
Or, 私の部屋は綺麗です.
綺麗な
Sosoroze korewa. They say that a lot, sosoroze korewa. A lot in that anime. Especially, yabe! Yabe! That's basically Chrome's, like, catchphrase. It's yabe. Yabe. Then here we go. Genki. And this is for asinonics again, because you were asking. Genki na.
元気な
Genki na. It's healthy, energetic.
元気な元気な
Then we have like shizukana for quiet.
静かな
Shizukana.
静かな
If you want someone to be quiet, like shizuka ni shinasai. Be quiet. Shizuka ni shinasai. Or just basically shizuka ni. Be quiet.
静かな
Ski na. To be fond of or to like. Neko ga suki desu ka? Sushi ga suki desu.
好きな
Suki na.
好きな
Then there's to hate, which is you're gonna use kirai again for hate, but you're gonna use the part of you're gonna use dai in front of it, which means big, like an oki, big hate. So to hate.
大嫌い
Dai kirai. Isai ga dai kirai. I don't like vegetables.
大嫌い
And then of course if we have ski, there's also daisuki na, and you probably know this word.
大好きな
Daisuki na. Daisuki na.
大好きな
Now, we used Isogashii for only people. Or was Isogashii? We used Isogashii for people or days that are busy. But for locations that are busy or crowded, there's a different word you use. It's nigiyakana.
にぎやかな
Nigiyakana.
にぎやかな
You could say, Machi wa nigiyaka desu. My town or my city is busy.
にぎやかな
Or nigiyakana machi desu. It's a very busy place.
にぎやかな
If you have free time, you would use himana.
暇な
Himana.
暇な
And those are all the not adjectives. We do have some verbs I want you guys to take a look at, but it's most important that we, at this point, try to get acquainted or study with the adjectives. We will be using these adjectives very heavily for the next lesson and maybe the lesson after that if we don't finish. That's it for the introduction to chapter 5. So for today, we reviewed our new adjectives. There are 2 types. We will learn that further on Wednesday. And we learned how to write the chapter 5 kanji. And I'll put the meanings into the notes for the kanji later on. So thank you guys for coming in. Thanks. I know I took a week off, but I'm glad that you guys came back for lessons. So I think Foxes is still streaming. We may go directly to them since Foxes has been like here's Foxes. Look at Foxes playing the breath of the wild. Fox is playing the breath of the wild. Yeah, haha! He found me. He doesn't know yet. I don't think he knows, and I don't want to spoil it for him. But like one of my friends found all of the Koroks, and the reward you get for finding all of them is literally a golden piece of shit. That's literally what you get for it. It's like complete. I don't even know what you can do with it. All right, so we're going to raid out to Foxes-kun, or Foxes-chan, Foxes-san, and our message would be, let's actually do that. Yeah, haha! You found me, and then we're going to use whatever heart emotes that you guys have available, like this. So this will be our message. Is Foxes actually trying to collect all the corks? I don't know, and if they are, good luck, because there are a lot. And the map is huge, and I know my friend who collected all of them wanted to kill himself after it. Yahaha, you found me! Or, if you want to do it in Japanese, I think we should do it in katakana. Hold on, I'm trying to find... Here you go. What's it? You found me would be, mitsuketa? Yahaha! Mitsuketa! And you could do that one with, hold on, I'm gonna copy that and paste that. Darkstar, I see you! I see you, Darkle! Like this. Yahaha! With the heart emote. So, choose the English, or you can choose the Japanese. I'm gonna use the Japanese one for my radio message. So we're going to raid out to Foxes, and I hope you guys had a good time. Remember, we for those of you in Discord, we will be watching Dr. Stone today, some more tonight. All right, thank you guys again. I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.